Hello. Let's look at the question here. WASSCE November 2008 question 10b. The number to the curve y is equal to s squared plus 6s plus 10 at point negative 2, 2 is parallel to the tangent to the curve y is equal to ps squared plus qs plus 2 at point 1 over 2. Find the values of p and q. Okay, so what we have to take note here is that if the number is parallel to the tangent, then they will have the same gradient. Okay, so if two lines are parallel, it means they have the same gradient. So what we have to do is to find the gradient of the normal and then find the gradient of the tangent and equate. And after that, we look at the possible way we can also do to also get another equation and find p and q. Okay, so since we are finding two variables, then it means that we are going to get simultaneous equations. Alright, so one, we have y to be equal to s squared plus 6x plus 10. So the differentiation of this to get the gradient is what? 2s plus 6. Alright, then the gradient at which point? At point negative 2, 2. Okay, so gradient at negative 2, 2 will be equal to at 2 times negative 2 plus 6, and 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Okay, that is negative 4 plus 6, and that will give us 2. So the gradient is 2. But what we should take note here is that this particular gradient 2 here is the gradient of the tangent to this curve. Okay, but this is the normal, so you have to find the gradient of the normal. So the gradient is 2. So the gradient of the normal will be the negative reciprocal. Okay, so the gradient at point negative 2, 2 is 2. But this 2 here is the gradient of the tangent to this curve. But we need the gradient of the normal. So we see the gradient of the normal. The gradient of the normal is the negative reciprocal of what? The gradient 2. So that will give me minus 1 over 2. Okay, so this is the gradient of the normal. Is that okay? Then, so let's continue. We also have to come and find the gradient of what? Of the tangent to the curve y is equal to ps squared plus qs plus 2 at the point 1 over 2. So let's differentiate this. Dy on the x will give us 2px plus q. Okay, 2px plus q. This will give me 0. So gradient at 1 over 2, it will imply that you substitute 1 at the gradient function, so that will be equal to 2p times 1 plus q, and that will give us 2p plus q. Okay, so the gradient of the tangent to this curve is 2p plus q. Then since the normal is parallel to the tangent to this curve, then their gradient are the same. It will imply that 2p plus q is going to be equal to negative 1 over 2. Let's call this one as our equation what? Our equation 1. And let's put it down. Okay. Let's see what equation we can get again. And then let's see. The question said the normal to the curve y is equal to s squared plus 6 plus 10 at point negative 2, 2 is parallel to the tangent to the curve y equal to ps squared plus qs plus 2 at point 1 over 2. So this particular point is on this particular curve. It means that when I substitute the 1 and the 1 over 2 into this particular curve, it will satisfy what? The equation there. So we say that at point, because it is a point on the curve, so I can substitute into the equation there. So because this particular point is on the curve, when I substitute the point into the curve, it will satisfy the curve. So what is my y? 1 over 2. So 1 over 2 is equal to p. What is the x? 1 square plus q multiplied by 1 plus 2. Alright, so my 1 over 2 will be equal to P plus Q plus 2. So 1 over 2 minus 2 is going to be P plus Q. So what is 1 over 2 minus 2? It's going to be minus 3 on 2. So P plus Q is going to be minus 3 on 2, equation 2. So 1 over 2 minus 2 is minus 3 on 2. I get my equation 2. So I'm going to solve 1 and 2 simultaneously. That's what can I use? I have Q here and Q here. So I can use for elimination method. So let me say, let's say equation 1 minus 2. If it's equation 1 minus 2, then that will be 2P minus P. And that will give me P. 2P minus P is P. Q minus Q is 0. Then I'll have what? Minus 1 over 2 minus 3 on 2. Alright. So 2P minus P will be P. Q minus Q is 0. And then minus 1 over 2 minus 3 over 2. Okay, so my P is going to be minus 1 over 2 plus 3 on 2. So minus 1 over 2 plus 3 on 2 is going to give me 1. So my P is 1. Then how do I get my Q? You can substitute into any of the equations. So put P into equation 2. Equation 2, P is 1 plus Q equal to minus 3 on 2. So my Q is going to be minus 3 on 2 minus 1. So minus 3 on 2 minus 1. Minus 3 on 2 minus 1 will give me minus 5 on 2. Minus 5 on 2. So my Q is going to be minus 5 on 2. Or which is the same in terms of decimal, the same as minus 2.5. Minus 2.5. So I can say that therefore P is 1 and Q is minus 2 on 5. So these two are the values of what? P and Q. P and Q. I hope that is understood. Alright, I will see you again in our next lesson. Bye bye.